Hi all, good afternoon, and welcome to the Etl training course. Although most of you, fine, few of you are new, I am new to you. So, quick introduction about myself. So, I am Tanvir Khan. I have uh, close to over 11 years of experience in IT industry. And of my career, I have worked on ETL technology. I have not changed. So 11.5 years of experiences in ETL projects only. I have worked as a developer, tester, analyst, business analyst, data analyst. So that's all about myself. A quick introduction. Now, before I proceed, I know your expectations from the course. What are your expectations? I know we have many participants, but any volunteers, what you expect from this course, why you have joined this course?
Complete knowledge of ETL.
Okay. Well, you're from a SQL batch, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, how do we design a kind of a perfect pipeline with proper design pattern?
Anyone else?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to a data pipeline with proper design, like where we should use fact, or where we should use dimension, and all those parts.
Yeah. Next.
Hi Tanvir, Naveen here. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Tanvir, my expectation from this course is I look at SQL, PL SQL, and the basics of ETL as a basic start off for a BI developer. So that's the reason why I am here.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else who wants to share your thoughts on expectation, why you are here, why you joined this course? Please don't
For career transition.
Message you can speak up, you can pin. Yeah, please.
Yeah, for career transition. Yeah.
Career transition means you are in some other technology. Now you want to work in ETL related technology,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Anyone else?
So ETL testing with a couple of real-time examples.
It's okay. Anyone else? Any other thought? That's all. Okay. See, it's very important to understand like what benefit you'll be getting from this course or from any course, right? More than money, your time is precious. Hope you all agree. So now I will tell you why I started this course, and this was started almost 2 years. And before this, actually, I was a part of education research team courses, and then Fidelity Tech Academy. So from there, I got this expertise, and I will tell you that why we started this course in here. Okay. Consider the job profile. Hope my voice is audible to you all. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like you sound a bit a little muffled. Like if you could be a little closer to the mic, maybe.
Is it for everyone or what?
Yes, Tanvir, it's on a lower end when compared to the regular classes.
Okay. I increase the volume. How is it now? It's still same problem?
It could be better.
Yeah, a little better.
How is it now?
Tanvir, like it looks like your voice is, we are hearing your voice from a far distance.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. 1 minute. Let me change the headphone. Okay. So is it for everyone or for limited participants? Is it for everyone? We all are
Expert-
taking this.
Probably.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
everyone,
Yeah,
right?
but little bit lower.
Yes, sir.
Now increase the volume. Maximum. Still, it's a little bit lower, right?
Now it is better than before, Tanvir.
How is it now?
Yeah, Tanvir, now it is better. It's like
Now
your
it's
voice
okay,
is
sir.
better. Your voice is better, but here and there it just comes and goes. Like your suddenly the voice drops down.
Oh, okay. How is it now? Is better?
Yeah, now it's better.
Yeah, it's good, Tanvir.
Okay. If you face some audio issues, okay. I will change the headphone then. Fine. So you go for any job profile, SQL developer. Nowadays you have data engineer, right? Earlier it was SQL developer. I'm not telling they both are same. They both have differences. Then data engineer. Then you have business analyst. Then you have data analyst. Then you have Power BI developer, or maybe any reporting tool, or you have ETL tester. This is all job profile. You all know, like nowadays, this is in market. This is a huge demand, right? You all agree with me, maybe. What is common about all this job profile? Any idea?
Database.
Data.
Database and SQL.
Right. This all job profile works on top of data, right? Maybe those who are fresher from non-technical background, maybe it will not make sense for you, but this all job profile now, they all work on top of data. Okay. Those who have been in for a long time in IT industry, and I will request Vishal Yadav, please don't do any drawing. So 1 minute. So yeah, so go for any job profile. So go for this job profile. This is related to data. Okay. SQL developer, data engineer. Okay, they are responsible for creating data pipeline. We will discuss what is data pipeline. Okay, don't think that I am teaching you data pipeline. They're responsible for creating data pipeline. What is data pipeline and all those things we will discuss on the next. Next, business analyst. You know why business analyst job profile means, but slowly down the line, earlier the business analyst job profile means it was a huge demand. Now again it's a huge demand. But what the reason is, the technical people like SQL developer, the data engineer, they talk in terms of technical aspects. Okay, but the stakeholders for whom you are preparing report or you are creating your ETL pipeline are the functional people, right? They talk in terms of business. Okay. Now, many times it happens, it becomes very difficult for a technical guy and the functional guy to discuss or to communicate because they both are on different platform, right? The technical person, the SQL developer, the data engineer, he'll be talking about primary key, surrogate key, composite key, integrity constraint, right? And many other technical terms, the snowflake schema, and many other things. But assume someone who is from MBA background or commerce background, they will not understand what he's talking, right? Correct. So to bridge this gap, we have this job profile, business analyst. Okay, so business analyst is like they bridge the gap between technical guy and the business stakeholders. I know many of you know all those things, right? Data analyst, they will do the analysis part. They will slice and dice the data, right? So that they can give some meaningful business insights to your management, to your business stakeholders, and accordingly, they will take some decision. Okay. Power BI developer, what they will do? They will create fancy dashboard for your management, or maybe something related to storytelling they will do, right? So that's the responsibility of Power BI developer. And the ETL tester, he or she has a responsibility that end-to-end flow of data must be of good quality. Okay. So one thing is common in all these 6 job profile which I have written, they all here and there work on top of data. Fine. Now, earlier what happened? Suppose a business analyst, okay. Suppose your Power BI developer, he has created a report. Now your business analyst is giving the demo of that report to the business stakeholders, okay. And suppose on the report, I'm not talking anything technical, I'm not talking what detail, I'm telling you a general scenario, okay. Now on the report, suppose a particular number is not correct. Number may be, suppose your business is deriving the total asset of your business, or maybe total revenue. And suppose the number is not correct. Maybe it is something different, maybe it is 90 million, but the business stakeholders, they were thinking that it should be 95 million, right? So there's a difference of 5 million. So they will ask business analyst that why there is a difference. You are now earlier what happened? Hope my voice is audible. Can you please confirm once
Yeah,
again?
it's very
Yeah,
good.
it's very
Yeah,
good.
it's better now.
Yes,
Okay,
you're
okay.
audible.
Right now it is better.
Okay, thanks. So earlier what happened, if there is an issue on the report, so your business stakeholder will communicate with the business analyst. Okay, this was a scenario. They will tell the business analyst that here the number is maybe like 90 million, and I was expecting this to be 95 million. Okay. Now your business analyst has to find the reason for this difference of 5 million.
Can you please increase the font, Tanvir?
Yes, sir. Yes, we'll increase. What is the how is it now?
Little more. Little more. Little more. Yeah. Great.
Better?
Perfect.
Okay. So your business analyst will do the analysis that why there's a difference of 5 million. Okay. And your reconciliation and all these things comes in this bucket only. Okay. I will discuss about the reconciliation and many other stuff. Now the business analyst has got this task to do this analysis. Earlier, what happened? The business analyst. Okay, you guys tell me to whom business analyst will approach for this difference of 5 million. Any thought?
Database developer.
Developer.
Any other thought?
BI developer.
BI developer. Because BI developer are the one who has created the report, right?
Yeah.
So your business analyst will drop an email to this guy, Power BI developer or the OBI developer or your Tableau developer, anyone. Okay. Suppose here I am taking randomly from you guys. Suppose Abdul Rahman is the Power BI developer and our business analyst is Anita. So Anita will drop an email to Abdul Rahman that Abdul Rahman, I could see there's a difference of 5 million in the total asset. The business stakeholders, they are telling they were assuming 95 million, but the number is 90 million. Can you please check what is the reason? Okay. Now Abdul Rahman will do the analysis at his end. Fine, because he's a Power BI developer or the any reporting tool, whatever he's working, he will do the analysis. And suppose after analysis,
he didn't find the reason for this 5 million. Why there is 5 million? He told to Anita that Anita, everything is fine from my end. I have framed the logic as per the requirement. Everything is fine. I have checked. Now what next? What Anita will do? Any idea?
Get in touch with the data engineer.
Good. Then Anita will connect with the SQL developer or the data engineer. Okay, I will tell you that what is the difference between SQL developer and the data engineer. So right now you can consider they both as a single entity. Okay. Suppose Aqib, not only I'm taking from this group, suppose Aqib is the data engineer. So Anita will connect with Aqib. Anita will tell to Aqib that Aqib, this is the problem. There's a difference of 5 million. Business stakeholders has escalated this issue. I connected with Abdul Rahman, who's the Power BI developer, but he was unable to find the reason. He told that everything is fine at his end. Can you please check what is the issue? Okay. Now, maybe if Aqib is on leave that day, then what will happen? Anita has to wait until and unless Aqib is back, then only she can do the analysis, right? You all agree?
Yeah.
Now your business stakeholders has to wait for that time, and maybe if the report is very critical, maybe they will lose the business, right? Nowadays, you know, the time is very important, and because of that, we have that real-time processing instead of batch processing nowadays. I will discuss everything about that. Okay. So now this was the problem earlier. So far, the story is clear to everyone. Any question?
Clear, Tanvir.
Okay. Now, in this case, what happens? The business stakeholders, they will again escalate to the higher authorities that we are facing this problem. Your higher authorities, maybe the director, associate director, or maybe senior project manager, they will connect with Anita. Anita will tell that, sorry, I'm a business person, business analyst. I don't have much knowledge about this inside this data pipeline, what Aqib has coded. I don't have much idea. Okay. So in that case,
Is there a problem with audio?
Yeah, I think
guess
so.
Your
I
voice
think
is
he got disconnected, I think.
Yeah, voice is not there.
no,
His
no,
voice
no.
is gone.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Can you hear me now?
Clear.
yes.
Okay, sorry, I think it was muted. So yeah, so this was the problem earlier, that Anita has to wait and she cannot do anything because she is something from business background. She doesn't have much technical knowledge. She knows little bit about database, but she doesn't have that much knowledge that she will go and do the analysis that in the pipeline what Aqib has coded. So earlier this was the problem. Scenario is clear. Okay.
Yeah.
Now to solve this problem, organizations, what they started is, they started hiring that business analyst who at least have the knowledge that how the data is flowing from one layer to another layer. You have different layers in ETL. We'll discuss about that. So then they thought that, okay, the next time when you hire a business analyst, then she or he should have the knowledge about at least the basic layers. Any escalation for business stakeholders should not become a showstopper, right? So that's why you will see nowadays in the business analyst interview, first of all, they will ask you a question from SQL, from reporting tool, and the basic ETL architecture, like how many layers are there in ETL? Answer is staging, integration, access. Why you need a staging? Why you need integration? Why you need access? What is reconciliation? At which stage you are doing reconciliation? What is surrogate key? Why we need surrogate key? What are different SCDs? Okay. So basic questions they will ask just to check that if there is an issue, then that particular business analyst should be able to find out at least the reason. Maybe she or he cannot do the coding, but at least they can find the reason for that. Is that clear, guys?
Yes, Tanvir.
Yes,
And same is expected from Power BI developer as well nowadays. Earlier means if you see 5 years back, what happens in ETL testing, you will be having one tester who will be testing report, one tester who will be testing access layer, one tester who will be testing a staging layer. But now the requirement is they want a particular ETL tester who should do end-to-end testing. Maybe many of you have heard about end-to-end testing. So now in the interview, if someone is asking you that, have you done the report testing? You cannot tell that, no, I was working on that integration layer part. I don't have any idea about report testing. Got it? So that's why all this job profile must be having, I'm not telling should be, must be having the knowledge at least about the basic ETL architecture. Because in our project, the last project in which I was working, we have faced this challenge. A lot of dependency was there. Everyone was dependent on another. Okay. Then that's why nowadays you will see in the JD, they will mention that, okay, you should know dimension, you should know schema and all those things. This is the reason that we have this course, okay, for a long time, almost 2 years. I stopped in between because I will tell you frankly what is the reason. This is totally theoretical. Few technical means few queries will be there, but most of the thing is theoretical. Many of you have requested, that's why I have resumed this course since last month. So this is the thing. Okay, first of all, this is the scenario why we started this. Now, in this course, I will tell you, okay, let me show you. This is the PPT. We will going through this PPT. I will tell you all those things. But let me quickly tell you what is the agenda. I will not go by topic wise topic, because just by looking at the topic, you will not understand. Okay. First of all, I will tell you why we need ETL. Then what are the different layers in ETL? Then how ETL is useful, and why in almost all the companies, they have at least one ETL project. I will tell you the reason for all those things. Then I will tell you, if you have layers, you see why ETL, why we have different sources of data. Now from different sources, if you're gathering data, then how you have to gather data. What are the challenges you will face? Okay. If they are sending duplicate data, how you have to handle it. What is the structured data? Why it is unstructured data? Earlier there was SQL only. For the last 10 years, then you have no SQL. That is not only SQL. What is the reason? Right? Okay. These are the different layers. Why we have different layers? Then coming to BI, what is business intelligence? What are the data marts? You all, I know those who have worked in the IT industry or in any database project or data warehouse project, you might have heard about all those things. Or maybe when you are attending meetings in your office, you might have heard about all those things. But many times it happens. You will go blank if you don't know that what is the meaning of this term. So that's why you should know all those things. Okay. The different layers. Then ELT. Nowadays you'll be hearing about ELT. So why we have ELT? What is the difference between ETL and ELT? And then cloud. I will give you some basic understanding of cloud. I'm not going in depth. Okay, just I will tell you why then cloud is coming into picture, and then how cloud and ETL are related. What are the challenges in ETL testing or ETL project? These are the ETL tools. I will not be covering, I'm telling you clearly, I have mentioned earlier as well, I will not be covering any ETL tool, but this is the famous ETL tool. If you have any, if you want any information about informatic and all these things, you can ask me separately, that is fine. But we don't cover any ETL tool in this curriculum. Types of data, what is structured data, what is semi-structured data, what is unstructured data, what are the differences between them, and what is data lake, what is the difference between data lake and data warehouse, why we have data lake, what are the challenges of data lake. You might be hearing a lot about data lake these days. Actually, this kind of questions you will face in interview. Okay, because they want to understand that, do you have any idea about data lake? Why we have data lake now? What is the difference? Difference between data warehouse and data lake. In extraction, what happens? Then this WinZip tool. In file, when you have received the data or the file from the source team, then what all things are there? What all important things are there? These are the checkpoints where you have to be careful, irrespective of the job profile in which you are working. If you are getting multiple source file, what you have to do? If there is duplicate source file, what you have to do? Different transformation logic. That is E extraction, T is for transformation. In transformation, what all things you will do? Data cleansing activity, what we are doing, business intelligence, then OLAP, OLTP, difference between OLAP and OLTP, historical data, current data, dimension, fact, why we need dimension, why we need fact table, what is the reason, and then a star schema, snowflake schema, difference between them, soft delete and different SCDs like SCD type 1, type 2, type 3. So these are then table structure, what we are doing, what are the constraints, what are the integrity constraints, what are the different constraints we have. So these all topics, reconciliation. So these all topics will be discussing in this course down the line. Now, do you have any questions so far?
Yeah, and Tanvir, I have a question. You said data validation, right? So will you be explaining and showing what are all the different approaches we need to take? Because
that I will tell you. Data validation part I will tell you.
You showed two files, right? Because both the files will contain some amount of data. The data will be duplicate, but it will include some new data also. So those kind of validation also will be use cases will also be covered.
Yeah, you're talking about full load, incremental load, truncate load, right? We'll discuss that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's talking about upsert and insert, I think.
Yeah, and append and merge, all those kind of various kind of sequences.
Sure. Okay, any other question?
Yeah, Tanvir, after completing this course, can we move into as a ETL tester? Like this would be helpful.
Of course, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
100%. Any other question?
Hi, Tanvir. Just wanted to know, will we have any demonstration or hands-on experience on transformations as well?
Transformations, I will show you that what are transformations like SCD. I will show you from Excel sheet and all those things, like how I used to cover during SQL classes, different transformations, what are there. But the coding part of that, a transformation, how you have to code, how you have to use SQL and then Python and then Unix, that mix of that I will not be teaching, because that is the part of a data engineering course. There you will get to learn that how you have to create the pipelines. I will tell you what is there in the pipeline, what are the jobs, okay, and then but in that I will not be telling you that how to create data pipeline. That is a entirely different course. For that you should be strong in SQL and Python and then Unix.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Any other question, guys? Fine. Shall we start then?
I have a scheduling will be covered, right? Orchestration scheduling.
Sorry, can you please repeat?
Scheduling and orchestration also will be.
I will cover. Scheduling I will cover. Yeah, scheduling will be covered. I will tell you. So control and platform I will show you. And let me show you that. Because if you will understand, one minute. If you understand one platform, no, you will understand how it works in all other platform. Let me show you that. You see, here I will tell you that how the jobs are scheduled and all these things. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, next question, please.
Yeah, and if someone is already a data engineer or ETL tester, like what we can expect from this, like.
So from that perspective, what happens generally if you're working as an ETL tester, or maybe like data engineer? So what we have noticed is you'll be working in a particular area, but here we will tell you from one source till the reporting, what all things you should validate, what all challenges you will face, what all different transformation logic you have, how to test a transformation logic. If you are getting full load data, how you have to test it. If it is incremental data, then what is that and how it is getting loaded. So all the components of ETL, each and every nut and bolt we will be telling you in this entire ETL course.
Sir, in this, it's also covered. Suppose the last.
Is that for me?
Sorry, please go one by one. Praveen, yeah, please go ahead.
So I am working as a data engineer. So is this course useful for me? I mean,
Of
what kind
course, of course. Data engineer, you are preparing data pipelines, right? So for data pipelines, you should know that in which layer, which pipeline you have to create, because in a staging pipeline will be different. In integration pipeline will be different, right?
Recently, I switched from one domain to data engineer, so I'm facing a lot of difficulties. So is that
can you
course
tell me
is
some
for me?
if you don't mind, can you tell me some of the difficulties what you're facing? If you don't mind, I don't want
No, what
that to be.
orchestration in our project day by day they call orchestration and validation. That I don't understand. As of now, I didn't understand, to be frank with you.
Okay. Okay, fine. So
So
yeah, this will
previously,
help you.
my prior experience was in Android. So in Corona time, I changed my career towards the data.
That's a
I'm
big
facing.
transition, actually.
Yeah. That's what. So I'm going through your extra duties also. So that.
But see, I agree this is a big transition, but you are in a correct place actually. Data engineer profile is something which is like anything nowadays. Even I will tell you that is on top of data analyst. Okay. Because if the quality of data is not good, no one can do anything. Data analyst cannot do anything. Machine learning cannot do anything. Data scientists cannot do anything. So that's why data engineer and the ETL tester job profile is in huge demand these days, because they are the one who will create good quality of data. If you don't have good quality of data, how you can create good reports, right? The numbers on the reports will be incorrect. Right?
Yeah, Tanvir, as you said, the difficulty, right? As a data engineer, we know how to do how to build our apps, all those kind of what all data engineer does, we do that. But understanding the business terms into as a data that part also will be covered. Like there are some terms which business analysts use in their by looking at the data, like at the dashboard, but that same term will not be used at a data engineering level. So those part will be covered.
If you remember, can you tell me a few terms what you're telling, if you remember?
No, they will be pointing towards some kind of a KPI,
KPIs.
And and they'll be saying some kind of a business terms. But that will be not the exact thing what a data engineer is looking for. They are looking for this is not reflecting. This is a period. From this period is not. They will not. The business analyst will not say that this is missing. They will talk on the KPI only. So how will a data, that is a difficulty which is usually in data engineer faces.
Right. That's what I told you in the very beginning. As a data engineer, you are thinking from technical perspective. Your business stakeholder, they are thinking from functional perspective. You mean KPI, key performance indicator.
They are talking about non-technical.
So this is the responsibility of business analyst, that he has to bridge this gap. If the data engineer is not understanding a business term, then he has to explain that how to derive that. Okay. But if you're getting stuck somewhere, you let me know. We will discuss on that.
Okay.
Hi, Tanvir, one question.
Yeah, tell me.
Tanvir, Rahul this side. So Tanvir, just wanted to check, like, these ETL concepts will be common for both on-premise and cloud platforms, or this is specific to on-premise?
Okay, see, cloud, we all are living in that cloud era, right? So what is cloud? Is just a framework or a platform what your Amazon, Google, or Microsoft are providing, right? But on top of it, what you're doing the same task, no? Processing data, loading data, transforming data, creating reports, right? So that's what. Suppose you have 10 chairs in your home. Now you are hiring it from someone. So, but the purpose of chair is same. You have to sit there. Exactly same thing cloud is doing. Your Google Drive, what is that? That's an example of cloud. But what you are doing with the Google Drive, you're storing file. Same file you were storing earlier in your D drive, your E drive or F drive, right?
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Sorry. No problem.
Yeah, but Mr. Tanvir, one question. You're saying that the quality of the data, that's the responsibility of the data engineer or the ETL tester, right? But how does that, because the data that you're getting is through APIs or from other sources. If the end source or the beginner, sorry, I hope I'm saying this correct. If there is something wrong with the data, how can the data engineer be responsible for that?
Right, very good question. Very good question. The data to us, us means data engineer or the SQL developer, are sent by a different team. They are known as source team, right? They are sending data to us.
Yes.
They are considered as a golden source. We are assuming that they will send us a good quality of data. Okay, but that is just an ideal world. That never happens. Those who have worked in the ETL project, maybe they will agree with me. It never happens. And cleaning the data what you have received from the source team is one of the critical, one of the important, or you can tell one of the tedious tasks of an ETL project. Many times they will send you duplicate data, they will send junk data, they will send null values, they will miss the important transaction, they will miss the measures and all those things. It happens, and there are many reasons for that. We will discuss all these things. And this slide what I have shown, let me show you that once again. Yeah, this one. This is what I was telling, that once you have received the file data from source, don't trust it blindly that okay, source has sent, it means everything is fine. No, you have to check this 10 points, 11 points there, that first of all, the file which you have received is correct or not. The count of file is correct or not. File format is correct or not. Rows is there or not. Header trailer is there or not. Variance check and all those things. So that's why the data engineer, if he doesn't know all these points, how he will check? And if he will not check, suppose the data is duplicate or junk value is there or bad data is there, what will happen? Data engineer will load it. And finally, Power BI developer will show that on the report. And ultimately, your stakeholders will see a wrong number, right? So that is why you should never think, you should never trust your source team that, oh, this is the source, they would have sent us the good data. No. And this is what your data cleansing activity, you all might have heard about this. Data cleansing activity comes into picture. Is clear, Anita?
Yes, yeah, kind of. Yep, yeah, thanks. Yeah, because in our case, right, like the team that I work with, we always get these like, there's null data or there's, data is missing. So, and then when I reach out to our, like analyst and, address the issue, they say, hey, that's the way we are getting from our source. So, yeah.
Correct. Yeah, correct. That's what I told. Although they will tell that the source is a golden source, but that never happens. In my previous project, the project was kept on hold for 1 year. The reason was the source was not sending good quality of data, and they are facing some challenges at their end. They were not able to fix it. So that's why the project was kept on hold for 1 year. And trust me, this cleaning the data from the source is one of the tedious tasks of any ETL project.
Okay.
Okay.
So
any other question? Yeah.
So it's the responsibility of the ETL tester to do all this, like the cleaning of the data and so on.
No, data engineer or your SQL developer will clean the data. This is where they have to create data pipelines. They have to apply their technical skill. Okay. They will clean the data and all those things. Once it is done, then the tester will test all these things, that whether duplicate is there or not, whether mandatory values, mandatory column is not having null values, the business columns are having the valid values or not. Now the tester will come into picture and he will test it. That is why ETL testers, they are very different from other job profile. Means if someone is working at a front-end testing, they cannot do the ETL testing because this entirely different skill sets are needed. SQL and Unix is there, technical aspect is there, but apart from that, you should be very strong in each and every ETL layers. You should know what all things you have to test, because here if you miss it a single thing, suppose assume by mistake you have missed a value, one record, and that is having value 2 million. So you can understand the impact. For you it is one record only, but the weightage is 2 million. That will impact the asset, and the number on the report will be incorrect, right? So that is why here each and every record, each and every data holds value. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thanks, sir. Thank you.
So one question, Tanvir. So basically, then data engineer and ETL developer. So are they both doing the same thing, and then we have ETL testing after that?
Okay, good question. Let me come to this notepad. Earlier, if you go back to 2014 or not 14, 11, 12, 13, the SQL developer was in demand like anything. Okay. Then after 2015 and 16, this data engineer job profile came into picture. And the reason for this is your big data. I don't want to discuss what is big data and all those things. Okay. So because of this big data, means, like nowadays, a lot of huge volume of data, a lot of sources are there. Your YouTube, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, your CCTV camera, your satellite. These all are creating a lot of data, right? You have to process it. So earlier, the data what you were processing was from the limited source, and the nature of data was a structured data only. I will tell you what is structured, what is unstructured, what is semi-structured. Okay. But now you have to deal with the unstructured data, semi-structured data, and that's why you have that NoSQL. Now the volume of data is very huge, and that is why you have big data. So not to cater to this requirement of huge volume and the diverse sources of data of different structure, this data engineer job profile came to picture. This is the reason. But overall, if you're thinking from a 10,000 feet, the job what they both are doing is the same. They are creating data pipelines. Okay, so that the data will cross through that. They will apply the transformation logic, and they will create some meaningful data which will give some business insights to the business stakeholder. Once they are done, they have created the pipeline. Then ETL tester will come into picture, and they will test the pipeline. Okay, they will apply the SQL logic, the SQL skill sets to test that if the pipeline has been created as per the business requirement or not. That's why I mentioned that ETL tester is entirely different skill sets. More than SQL, Unix, Python, you should know the ETL architecture, each and everything, nut and bolt of that. Then only you can test each and everything. Otherwise, if anything goes wrong, you will tell that, sorry, I was not aware of this. I don't know that this all things I have to test. Okay, hope I answered the question, Danish.
Yes, Tanvir, got it. Thank you.
Tanvir, one last question, Rahul this side.
Yeah, Ram.
So, Tanvir, data in an unstructured format can be anything apart from, let's say, text, which we can store in a table. So, let's say if the data is in a picture format, or let's say the data is in a video format. Now, to take any decisions, we have to convert this format into something which can be stored in tables, right? So, can ETL do that also?
Yes. That is what I told you earlier. We used to store data in table format, right? Your employee table, ID, name, salary, department, location, gender. These all are known as RDBMS, Relational Database Management System, because there the data has some relation, right? But this image, your JSON file, your newspaper, your email, your HTML link, and all those things, they don't have any relation. And that is why these all are considered as unstructured or semi-structured data. Now your traditional system, like your Oracle, your Microsoft SQL Server, they cannot handle it. And for that, you have this Hive, MongoDB, right? Because they can process this data, this unstructured data, right? So overall, they both are doing the same task. But to handle this unstructured and semi-structured data, you have this data engineer job profile. Okay. Apart from that, many other things are also there, but at a very high level, I'm giving you this information, right? Because many times it happens, you're working in a job profile, but you don't know what exactly you have to do, right? So that's why. Okay, next question, please.
Yeah. I want to ask, like, in a real-time project, like, what's the sequence of the roles actually? Like, first will be data engineer who will create the data pipelines and all. Then it will be ETL tester who will test those. So, like, the sequence, I want to know how the work is completed in a real-time project.
Yeah, sure, Shujit.
Yeah.
So first of all, your business analyst will come into picture. They will take all the requirement from the business stakeholder. And this is known as your requirement gathering or requirement analysis phase. Okay. Once the requirement is phrased or designed, then your architect will come into picture. He will design the database, the tables, the primary key, composite key, and all those things. Then your data engineer will come into picture. He will create the table, he will insert the data and all those things. He will create the data pipeline using the skill sets of SQL, Python, and Unix. Okay. Once data engineer has done that, and ETL tester is someone who will come in each and every role because he has to test each and every stages and layers. But data engineer, once he has done, then Power BI developer will come into picture, and then he will create his reports. He will connect the his reports to the access layer of ETL. Okay. So in access layer, you have all the creamy data or the final data, the data mart, everything is in access layer. Okay. I will tell you in detail that why we have different, 1 minute, hold on. I will tell you in detail that why we have different layers. Okay. So Power BI developer will connect to the access layers. They will pull, they will extract the creamy data or the good quality of data, and they will show that on the report. And then your data analyst will come into picture. He will do the analysis from what the business wants. From it, we will do the slicing and dicing. If you remember during the SQL course, I had told you that the analytic functions and the window functions are generally used by data analysts because they have to understand data from multiple dimensions, that how the business is performing. If the revenue is going down in a particular location, then they will check what is the reason, right? Then what is the root cause, and then that they will communicate to the business management that because of this reason we are losing the revenue in this location or this area or this month. Then your business management will take decision because you saw why these days the data is considered as a new oil. Why? Because if you know the data of your business, then you can take some good decision. And if you are late in taking good decision, if you're not taking good decision, it means you're losing the business. Losing the business means losing the money, right? So that's why data is considered as a new oil.
Okay, okay, yeah. Thanks.
Okay, no problem. Any other question?
Yes, last question. So I just switched my I just switched within the 6 years. So last year I was working in the SQL where we fetch the data and data analysis role, but now I'm more lean into the SAP because I'm in finance domain, so most I work on the SAP and all these things. So how can I use this platform for this purpose?
Of course, you have to go for this. This will be very useful for you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hi, Tanvir. Just wanted to know, will we cover landing zones as well? Like, like different data lake zones, like landing zone, curated zone and all?
Landing zone here I will cover in that staging area. Okay, maybe like you're asking that why we need landing zone, what is the importance of landing zone, and
exactly,
things, right? So we will cover. So actually in different projects, they will just term it in a different way, but we will cover that, don't worry. And I will tell you the reason as well for that why we have a landing zone, why we are doing the why we don't do transformation in landing zone now.
Okay, thank you, Tanvir.
No problem. Any other question, guys? Anyone? No. Okay. So we have just
one last question.
Yeah,
just in the same question in the pipeline. So usually when we build, right, I have seen we used to get requirement as we need to break the pipelines in various stages. I mean, we can make the pipeline in one straight line, but we indeed break those things into a multi-stage pipeline. But why do we do that? Like those kind of terminology also will be taught.
Yeah, we'll cover that. Don't worry, Kashif. Pipeline is an important thing. You see, I agree that I will not be telling you how to design the pipeline because that is an entirely different course and that takes good amount of time. But I will tell you that what all things are in the pipeline, how you have to, means at a high level, I will tell you how you should design it, what precautions you should take. Okay, what are the different transformation logics you have to use in the pipelines? All those things I will tell you. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay.
And you see, all these things will be in aligned with the projects on which I have worked. Throughout, I have worked in, I think, close to 6-7 projects. and all are ETL, all in finance. So all these topics, all the discussion will be aligned with that. I will be giving you the real life example that where we have faced the problem, what happens because of this issue and all those things. Okay. Okay, any other? So it's
Tanvir,
8 minutes. Yeah.
Following
Yeah,
the
Nimish.
same question, right? Like I worked on a project, right? They asked us to build build the pipeline in dev, then build, then test it at QA, then have a UAT testing, then release that in prod environment, right? Right. And all these things, right? All these terms, like this is like bit confusing. There are various environments, clusters there.
I will tell you environments as well. You're telling about city development environment, city environment, UAT environment, EBF production, right?
Correct.
Yes. I will tell you about all these environments and what are the significance of that.
Yeah. And also like there is some regression testing, A to B testing,
That also
performance, smoke.
I will tell you the difference between regression and saniting, smoke, all these things. So just you ask the questions. Okay. That's why I encourage you guys, even in my SQL classes, to ask questions. Many times it happens, it slipped from our mind. But if you're asking questions, we will deliver. All these things we will cover in English.
Okay, then thanks.
No problem. Okay, so just give me some time. We have 5 more minutes. So anyone who knows that why ETL, why the company, the organizations, they want ETL project? Why? What is the reason? Any idea? I'm not telling that. Tell me the exact answer. Whatever is in your mind, just tell me.
To validate all the data.
Movement of data.
1 minute. Hold on. Please go on mute. Praveen, can you please go on mute? Someone told to validate the data. Okay, I got it. To validate the data. But what benefit you will be getting after validating the data? What's the benefit of that?
We are using it for analysis purpose. The data, whatever we validated, we use it for business analysis.
After doing analysis, how that will help you?
I will take further action based on the analysis. We'll take further action.
To take decisions, right? If you're not analyzing, please go on mute, guys. If you're not analyzing the data, how you can take decision? Where to do what, right? And at what time? So that is why ETL project you should have, so that you can do the analysis. How you will do the analysis? Once you have good quality of data. How you'll be having good quality of data? Once you have good data pipeline. Who will check good data pipeline? ETL tester. Who will create good data pipeline? Data engineers. Who will do the analysis? Business analysts or data analysts. Generally data analysts. Once your business analyst gets some good expertise, they are promoted as a data analyst. Sometime if you're very strong in SQL and reporting tool, directly will be hired as a data analyst. Okay. So that's the reason we have ETL project. The second reason is many times you have to produce data, you have to create pipelines so that the data should be of good quality, and then you have to send data to some other team. This is also one of the reasons. Like you all have heard about Bloomberg, right? Many times in finance projects, you will see that you are connecting to the Bloomberg terminal and you're extracting data from there, maybe FX rate or many other things. So Bloomberg is sending data, selling their data. So for them, they're not preparing data for the analysis, but they want to sell it, right? So generally, these two are the reasons for any ETL project. One more thing. I know many of you have asked me that Tanvir earlier 5 years, no, I have worked in some other project that was not related to ETL. How I can showcase that 5 years that I have worked on ETL? I will help you that as well, that how you can project your 5 years of experience, how you can translate it in such a way that it will appear that you have worked as a data, means as an ETL tester or data engineer or any other job profile. Okay. So that's all, almost 3:57. I thought of covering few topics, but we have spent all the times in the questions and answers. Hope I have answered all your questions. One last question, if anyone has.
I just want to know the ETL tester scope in the future.
A lot of scope. That's why I told in the beginning, data engineer and ETL testers, a lot of scope is there in the market. Why? because nowadays we are living in the data era. Data is the new oil. So if you're not processing your data, you cannot take any decision. Who is processing data? Data engineer. Who will test? ETL tester. So that's why if someone is from non-technical background or doing in manual testing, I recommend them strongly. ETL testing is the very shortcut path to enter the IT industry. Just be smart in SQL and understand the ETL architecture. That's all. You will get an entry to the IT industry. Once you got an entry, then again start working on the technical aspect. You can go either to data engineer or you can go to the data analyst. This is the path, shortcut path. Many have adopted this, and they are, they have proved themselves. Hope I answered, Shushmita.
Yes, got it.
Okay. Fine then, guys. I will almost most of the seats are blocked. We have kept, I think, 5 seats open post demo class. So those who are interested. Yeah, Naveen.
Question. Thank you.
Yeah, Naveen. Yeah.
Okay. After having completed this course, if at all one wants to take up or learn an ETL tool, like be it talent,
that will be too easy. That will be too easy for them.
I'm asking which tool would you recommend? Which is the market leader per se?
First of all, I will tell you the bitter truth. Don't trust on any tool. Although you all know that I have mentioned in the SQL class as well. Yeah. Informatica was like anything in 2015, 16, 17. Nowadays, it doesn't have that much charm what it was having earlier. Why? Informatica is very costly.
Yeah.
What Informatica is doing, the same task you can do by any data engineer who is very smart in SQL and Python. And we have done that. I will tell you my project as well. In Fidelity, we have done that. Okay. Same thing we have done. We have hired very strong expertise resources in SQL and Python. That's all. And we are doing a pilot project that he can replace the pipeline what we have created using Informatica. That was created, and finally entire Informatica was decommissioned from my project, and that was a huge achievement of the project because we have saved huge amount of dollar for the client. This is the bitter truth I'm telling. So that's why I'm telling, don't rely or trust in any tool. You never know which tool will get decommissioned when from the market. Now coming to the question that okay, fine, but which one is better? I will suggest go for Informatica. The reason is it is very user friendly. Even if you're not as strong in SQL, you have the very smart drag and drop option features. You can use it and you can do it. And many companies, many organizations have Informatica. That's why I will recommend you to go for Informatica.
Okay, thank you. And one more question is like, I've overheard someone talking about Tosca, I believe. Probably, is it a tool for ETL tester? I mean, should an ETL tester also know some other tool? Is it like that?
No. Don't get deviated. No tool for ETL tester, sir. No tool is required.
Sorry.
Don't get deviated. No. I'm not sorry. Don't worry. I'm just telling you. Because no, many times it happens when you are just hearing from a lot of people, you will get confused. I remember when I was a fresher, everyone was talking about HP quality center. We thought of it as a rocket or missile. When I started working on it, it was just simple, very simple tool. Maybe you all will agree on that, right? So it happens when you're new to something, everything will become like a rocket science for you. Okay. So those things are very simple. For ETL tester, don't go with any tool. SQL, ETL architecture, that's all. If you are more interested, learn the basics of Python. That's all. Don't go any other way, anywhere.
Okay. Thank you, Tanvir. Thanks a lot.
Okay, no problem. So fine then, guys. Those who are interested, have not enrolled, you can connect with Firdaus. She will assist you. So fine then. Thanks a lot.
So,
we'll connect.
One little question from my side. So this is also covered. Suppose we have a huge data like 80 lakh records, 90 lakh records. So how got to we update these records from and move from one server to another server using the ETL? These things all also include in this?
Okay, fine. I will tell you separately about that. 80 lakh, 90 lakh records is a very simple thing these days. I will tell you. Just 8-9 millions you are telling, right? Correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, fine. We will tell you. Not an issue.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. You see, moving data is not a big deal. You should ask that if I have a lot of transformations and how to move. That's the important part. Okay. We'll tell you. Okay, not an issue.
Thank you.
Okay, fine then, guys. We'll connect tomorrow then the same time. Okay, thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.